Welcome back to Let's Make a Game. In this video, I would like to continue talking about tactical combat. In particular, I'd like to talk about how I've updated the example code so that the monsters now attack the hero. Here we have a run of the example code. The only difference that you can see from the last video is that it now displays the hero's hit points. But if I start to move around, the monsters will start to attack the hero. When they hit, the hero's hit points will go down, and of course eventually the hero will run out of hit points entirely and die. Sometimes they will miss, but because the hero can't fight back, eventually of course the hero will die. So let's have a look at the code that allows that to happen. We have two new passages. Story caption is a special title which displays whatever code is in it in the sidebar, and that's the one that displays the hero's hit points and the messages. Monster attacks is what you'd imagine. It deals with whether the monsters hit or miss, and if they hit, how much damage they do. We have a single new variable, which is $message, $MESSAGE, and it starts with a value of empty, and I have a little note that says displayed at the bottom of the arena. That's actually wrong, it should be the sidebar. I will change that in the version that is available for download on itch.io. So the change that we make starts with monsters move. You might remember that when the monsters move, they work out which square they'd like to move into, and if that square was the hero's square, meaning that hero X is equal to X and hero Y is equal to Y, hero X and hero Y are the variables that give the hero's location, then previously they did nothing. But now they attack, because that means that they are next to the hero and therefore are able to attack instead of moving. So we have a very simple system. As I often do, I've decided to set up the simplest possible system and then add to it later. We have a 50% chance if random 0, 1 is equal to 1, then we set message to monster attacks and misses, or rather we set message plus equals, meaning that we're not setting the message to this value, we're adding that to the message. And the reason we do that is because it might be the case that more than one monster attacks in a turn, and we want to give a message for all of those. Otherwise, well, obviously they hit. So we set a value randomly from 1 to 6, which is the damage. We reduce $HP, which is the hero's hit points, by that amount, and we add to the message monster hits 4, 3, 4, 2 damage, whatever it is. If hit points are less than 1, we add to the message you are dead. And at the end, we add a line break, which is only going to be relevant if there are more monster attacks, of course. But if there are, we want them to be on separate lines. Having set that up, we need, of course, to display it, and we display it in story caption, which is to say in the sidebar. So first we say hit points, colon, space, and then whatever that is, 7, 10, whatever it might be. We have a couple of line breaks. We display $message, and then we sort of erase that message so that it doesn't display those messages again, so that it starts again each turn. We set message to an empty string. The only other thing we need to do is make sure that the player can't still move around when they're dead. So the way we do that is the code that deals with turning squares into links, which is this one here, where we have an empty square that the hero can move into, we add another requirement, which is that HP must be over 0. If HP is not over 0, meaning it's 0 or a negative number, well, that means the hero's dead, and if they're dead, they can't be moving around. So that is the monsters attacking. we need to make the hero able to attack back. And that is what we'll be dealing with in the next video, but I will leave it there for now. I hope that was useful or interesting to at least some of you, and I hope you will tune in next time.